Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Vikings and the Saints on Sunday night.
First opened in 1975, resurrected in 2006, we welcome you inside the Caesars Superdome, the home of the Saints, here in downtown New Orleans. This evening, the capper to this divisional round. It's the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. So glad you're having us in for this divisional round matchup. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Partner, playing in front of the home crowd. That is something you get when you're the #1 seed. A week off to prepare. Now a playoff game in your building. It's that age-old question. What do you think? Rest versus rust?
You know, I think if you ask the coaches, Mike, they would kind of go back.
One ticket remaining to be punched for the championship round next week. We're all set and off we go on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here's the Minnesota offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his second season in the NFL.
Winning in the wild card round, certainly an accomplishment that this team should be proud of. But, Mike, if he wants to take his team to the championship round next week, he's going to have to lead by example and play a mistake-free game against a team known for capitalizing on their opponent's mistakes. Yes, you have to be aggressive. You have to be willing to take some risks. But those risks have to be calculated, because if you get reckless against this group, you're going to be flying home, and you're going to be getting ready for the offseason.
And this will wind up a Vikings first down as he gets this up to the 42.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
On the ground, here's the first-round pick from April's draft. Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. The question now, will the play stand? That's on the big man, Cam Robinson. Back to the ground after the penalty. And that'll help a bit. They're still well short of the sticks. A solid pickup on that first down play. Hook him up on the second down and 8. Now this time they'll look to throw. He'll get that complete. It's George Pickens. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And that is going to be good enough. He's got that first down. So a conversion, and they move it to the 46-yard line. They'll stay on the ground. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He'll complete this one. That's Deebo Samuel. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this.
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. Even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds. A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And taking the snaps, the quarterback now in his third year in the league.
Mike, I was watching the news this morning, and people were tailgating before the sun even came up. I mean, these fans have been waiting for this one since the moment they clinched home field advantage. That excitement, it's translated into a ridiculous hostile environment. I mean, it's clear the support of this entire city right now falls behind this team, and with that comes a lot of pressure. If he's going to lead his team to the championship game, he has to stay level-headed through this chaos, because if he's able to do that here, I really like their chances of playing next Sunday.
Now they'll set up to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Chris Olave, the intended receiver. It's 2nd down. They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
The offensive coordinator wanted to start fast offensively, but here so far, it's been the pass rush and the defense who's gotten out to the quick start.
So that brings up 4th down. The veteran Jake Bailey called on to punt. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. It's picked up by one of his teammates. Here's a 2nd and 6. He'll drop to throw. Looking to Samuel on the out route. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A big play for Minnesota. And even 30 yards.
This defense just gets punched in the mouth on that one, Mike, and it just seemed from up here that not everyone on defense was on the same page, and the offense was able to take advantage of it. The defense has to clean things up here in a hurry, because if they don't, they could be in for a long day.
They'll look to throw. That's complete, left side to Pickens. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. Back to the air one more time. Quickly to the outside and complete.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Into the hands of Pickens. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. And And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down. Second down and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit.
That's in the end zone and intercepted.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The Saints offense about ready to get going on their second possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10.
At the 20-yard line.
Back to throw. Brought in by Chris Olave. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Harris. They're going to get the conversion here on 3rd down. He'll bring this up to the 33-yard line.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the 1st down, and they're able to convert.
Left side into the hands of Olave. They hook up again, 2nd time on this drive, and this one's good for 18 yards and a 1st down.
And it doesn't really matter who you put on him, Mike. When you want to play one-on-one man coverage against a receiver like this, there's not a whole lot else you can do. It's hard to put help over the top because the ball's being thrown out by the sidelines. I like playing in and out. I like playing zone. Somebody underneath, somebody over the top. Share the responsibility. Quarterback sees the matchup. There's no question where the ball's going to go.
They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Throwing now from the gun. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver knew what was going on. That's incomplete. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw yet again. You look middle here, and there's Olave. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure.
And he's in. Touchdown, New Orleans.
When you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. Now an opening past the 30. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Vikings offense getting set to get back to work. Trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. The drive will start on the ground. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. He'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. He's got his tight end, Hawkins. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
And the Vikings 1st down.
That's caught once again by Hawkinson.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So
in trouble, and down he goes.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. 1 quarter down in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. The Saints out on top. More from New Orleans after this. It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. Back deep for the Saints, it's Rashid Shaheed. So that one going to land out of bounds, and the official's going to mark it right at the 20-yard line. Now, out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Now it's Harris. And he'll get the 1st down there. A pickup of about 5 yards.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 37-yard line.
This one complete right side. And they'll whistle him down, but not before it picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7. They run it over center with Harris. And he'll bring this across midfield as this drive is taking shape. A gain of 7 on that one. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. They'll give it to Harris again. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
1st down throw there is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
And they're going to be set up right around the 10-yard line.
You can see this connection is just starting really to pick up. They're seeing the game through the same set of eyes, and that is the job of the receiver. What is my quarterback expecting from me? Where does he want me? Be there on time, and it leads to big gains like this.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And this is too far over the end line. It's incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. It is brought in the end zone. Chris Olave. Touchdown Saints. Greg, it's one of those, sometimes you got to feel like you know where the ball's going to go, and the defense knows it too, but it still ends up in that guy's hands for the touchdown.
Absolutely, Mike. In these critical situations, like down here in the red zone, it's players, not plays. It doesn't matter what you draw up on the board. You say, okay, who's my best player? Put him in a good matchup, let him go win, and give him a chance. That's exactly what they do here, and I think we're going to see a lot of this the rest of the game.
The score is 14-23.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This fielded at about the 9. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
A short one taken by Hawkinson. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Now a give up the middle. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. He'll throw it left and has his running back.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback. Get into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch. These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
17 yards on that connection. 1st down, Minnesota.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up 1st downs without getting the 3rd down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. But when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to 3rd and have it plays, that's when an offense is really firing.
Now they'll set up to throw. To the right side, he's got Hawkinson, his tight end. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. And that is incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. And that's going to lead to a 4th down. So they send in Will Reichert for this field goal try. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Vikings cut the lead to 4. It's 10-6.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So Chris Olave and the rest of the Saints offense getting ready for their next possession. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And a up and down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They're going to run out of the gun, and here's Harris. And he'll get this to the 43-yard line. Blake Cashman up from the linebacker's spot to make the tackle. 2nd and 7. Another run here with Harris. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down.
Jonathan Bernard on the tackle. It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5.
He'll drop to throw. That's deep for Olave.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that threat in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
They'll run it on the inside handoff. And they're going to get him down right at the 25.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you could really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor. Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman, sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike, living in...
To return, it's Shaheed. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense headed back to take over once more. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. 1st down and 10.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Back with more NFC playoff action after this. Here's 2nd and 6. They send the tight end in motion. They'll look to throw again. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And he won't get away. Good open field tackle there to get him down behind the line. They need the 24-yard line as they come up for 3rd down. Back to throw. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. 2nd and a yard.
At the 5-yard line.
Back to the air one more time. And that is not going to work out as planned. Maybe a tough spot to try to run a play like that. Either way, it's blown up back behind the line of scrimmage. So now the Saints will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's 3rd and 2. We have a tight end motioning left here. Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, New Orleans. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer. Because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Saints extend it to a 21-6 advantage. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. They need to start making some inroads here. Down 2 scores as they begin this drive with 1st down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Throwing now on 1st and 10. A throw on the move is caught. And he's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. He'll look to throw. It's into the hands of Pickens once again. And he will have a 1st down, and they're into field goal range now at the 30. They'll look to throw yet again. Quickly to the outside and complete. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 3 for 3 in the game as this one is also good. And the Vikings are able to put up 3 and cut into the lead.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. That's Mekhi Blackman there for the stop. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much.
And instead, why don't we get right back to it as we'll get ready for the 3rd quarter. We are set for the second half kickoff. One of these teams ready to book a date in the NFC Championship game next week. And we are back at it with the 3rd quarter. The Saints offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. This drive begins with a run by Harris. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. From the interior, Harrison Phillips there for the tackle. Now, faking the give. Open man down the field. It's Olave. And he'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll throw out of the gun. Right back to Olave. He's got it again. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Mike, you've heard me say it 1,000 times. The easiest down to throw the ball in the NFL is 1st down. I hate when teams wait till later in the possession to throw the ball. So early 1st down completion, you're on the plus side of the field. Now you're thinking strike. Touchdown, field goal. But either way, I'm coming away with points.
This one on target to Olave. And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. A pass taken in by Harris. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play. 3rd and 5. Throwing now from the gun. To the end zone. It's intercepted. And the Vikings will get the ball at their own 17-yard line.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The visitors' offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. Now a give on the ground. Not much there. Stopped short of the 20. Here's a 2nd and 9. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Now a 3rd and 2. Now they'll set up to throw. Open man, left side, he's got it. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there, short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs. A short one taken by Hawkinson. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. That's over the middle and intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But, boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The Saints offense ready to get back to work. They start with the lead and the football. They do so with tremendous field position. It's 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion. Back to the air once more on 2nd down. Now he'll air one out. That is going to be pulled in. He's got it. Touchdown, Saints. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. He gets it to go. The Saints will extend this 3rd quarter lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Out comes the Minnesota offensive unit as they get set to take over. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. To the right side, he's got Hawkinson, his tight end. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. That's caught once again by Hawkinson. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. 3rd and a yard. He'll try to get this one on the ground. He's going to have a Vikings first down. They get 5 on 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what...
That's 3. Third time tonight he's been intercepted.
You know, Mike, what I think is interesting is we had a chance to sit down with this young player this week leading up to today's game, and it kind of felt to both of us that he had a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. He fell to the second round on draft night. In his mind, he thought he was a first-rounder. But I'll tell you what, whatever round he was drafted in, if he keeps making plays like this, there's going to be a lot of teams who are going to be kicking themselves for skipping over him on draft night.
The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. And as we look back at some of the highlights of this one, Greg, definitely a lot to show from the passing game.
Yeah, and as good as the offense feels about their passing game, I think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you've got a lot of learning to do because you just get burned time and time again. You'd think at some point you'd make an adjustment and make a correction. So at this point, they've given up 4 touchdown passes. You're just not going to win a lot of games in the NFL giving up that production in one phase of the game. I'm not sure if it's this big lead or if it's just this second half pressure getting to him, but that's just a careless throw by the quarterback. And don't let this lead fool you. Throws like that can change this game in an instant. And this defense knows they gave him one. They let him off the hook.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. They'll look to throw again. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket. Nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
His pass taken in by Shaheed. 17 yards, the gain there. First down, New Orleans.
We spend so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. A good spot here, second and a yard. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Back to throw. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up first and goal for his team. Back to the air one more time. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's hard to play that ball any better than the way that defender did right there. I mean, to stay patient throughout the entire play and make sure that not only are you in prime position to make it, but that once the ball is there, attack it, knock it down, and save a touchdown.
They're called in at the 2. Hard running, close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more?
And he'll take it on in. Touchdown, New Orleans. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game. And he continues to remain on fire. That is a rare NFL day. 5 touchdown passes thrown.
And, Mike, at this point, the defense just looks completely lost out there. I mean, they have no answers whatsoever, giving up the 5th touchdown pass of this ballgame.
Is good. Next to score, Saints 35. One game done.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. He'll edge forward for maybe a yard. It's Carl Granderson this time to make the tackle. He'll drop to throw. There's that man again. Another catch. It's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. It'll be a punt coming from the Vikings. Now, fair catch is made, and it's just inside the 15-yard line. The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Over the middle, that's the tight end, Johnson.
That quarterback called that play in the huddle. That ball was only going to one guy. He was the first read, the second read, and the check down. And it was called to perfection. They got the perfect look and led to a nice game.
They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. Left side into the hands of Olave. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Out of the gun, he'll throw. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
At the 38-yard line.
They'll look to throw yet again. He'll throw it left and has his running back. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 11, and they'll move the chains with another first down. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. On first down, right back to Harris. Yards are hard to come by there. They work it down to the 37-yard line.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Vikings 37-yard line.
give up the middle to Harris. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Got to get it to the 28, but now it's third down. They'll throw out of the gun. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. And now they got a fourth down decision to make.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Saints will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to take over once again. Rush has been relentless as well.
Yeah, I think it's super important, Mike, that we point out just how much the pass rush and then the secondary coverage works together. The more that rush gets home, the faster that ball gets out. We can play certain coverages knowing the timing of the quarterback has to be sped up. So often, the teams that are the most successful in this league, Mike, they have the best understanding. When our back end and our front end are working in unison, man, it puts a lot of pressure on not only the quarterback, but the entire offense.
That's the 4th time tonight he's been intercepted. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The home team's offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the give, it's Harris. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 9-yard line.
Catch made, right side. It's Johnson. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it, and he'll plunge forward to the 2, setting up 2nd and goal. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. They'll try to run it with Harris. And he will power his way into the end zone. Najee Harris, touchdown Saints. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try to score with every possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Carlson now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Saints stretch things out even further. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Vikings offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick throw on target to Pickens. And he's going to be dragged down, but not until he's inside the 25.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
On 1st and 10, they'll set up to throw. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now they'll set up to throw. That finds Samuel working across. And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone.
These second-half red zone opportunities are critical, Mike. I mean, you're not going to score every single time you get down here, but it feels like at this point in the game, this might be my last chance to get this deep. You've got to make the most of those limited opportunities. At least come away with 3. You're hoping for 6, but in this case, you come away with 0.
The Saints offense and Chris Olave getting ready for their next possession. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point, and now they'll try to finish up strong. On 1st down, it's Harris. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23. They face 2nd down and 7. Shotgun snap, and they give it to Harris. This will be a Saints 1st down as he gets this one up past the 30.
And the Saints 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
A run. Here's Harris. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll give it to Harris again. Harris, 1st down, he's not done. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 30-yard line. A big play there. 35 yards.
There's a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
A give, and here comes Harris. And they will take him down at the 20-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down. On the ground, this is Kendre Miller. And the Saints are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And goal at the 6-yard line.
Here's Miller. And he will score. Kendre Miller. Touchdown, New Orleans. Greg in the end zone again. I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
Carlson's kick is good. The Saints will add one more onto their big lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense ready to get back at it. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Back to throw here to begin the drive. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Looking to Samuel on the out route.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. He has been busy. 9 receptions on the game in that one. A first down.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the fourth quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
A short one taken by Hawkinson. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Throwing now from the gun. That one caught by Hawkinson. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down. They'll look to throw. Has his man. It's Samuel. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
And the Vikings first down.
They'll look to throw again. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Here's first and 10. Back to the air one more time. That's caught left side by Hawkinson.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. They do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
All week, we're going to see this play be run over and over as a highlight of the quarterback and the receiver. But, Mike, the part that people don't give enough credit to, in order to get a downfield shot, you have to have time. And what a great job by the offensive line, allowing the quarterback to be comfortable enough in the pocket, let those deeper routes develop, be on time and accurate with the ball. And that's why this play is going to be a highlight all week. Let's give the big guys up front some credit.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. On the return, it's Rashid Shaheed. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll do so with first and 10. They'll get it going on the ground with Miller. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's second and 6. Once again, it's Miller. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up third down. So this one, a win for the Saints. They are moving on as the #1 seed. The victory means they locked out another home date next weekend as they look to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Saints are winners as we say so long from New Orleans.